pages from the history that talked about the journey. And it was Fred Heister and Carolyn, his wife, who came from Germany. Does anyone know the name of the town? Pomerantz. Okay, has anyone in this family ever been there? Been back to Pomerantz? That would be fun sometime. They came in 1856 and they started in Wisconsin. They were there for about 10 years, and then on the 4th of July in 1866, they came across the Elkhorn River and settled in Nebraska. Along the way, they took care of all the necessary work. They had to milk their cows and bake their bread and make their journey. And just think of what it took to provide bread for a family on a wagon train. So our little time here together, I'm calling the bread of remembrance. And I baked a couple loaves of whole wheat bread, and kids are going to start passing baskets of bread. And as we kind of talk together for just a few minutes, if you wish, I'd like you to take a piece of bread and eat it. We'll just get that bread going now amongst us, and as you eat, just listen and think about the bread. The Keisters lived in a dugout until they were able to build a house. Think of what it took to provide bread for your family in a dugout. Think of the work involved in breaking the soil, those long grasses, to plant and till and harvest that wheat for bread. Bread that we take for granted, that we buy, for 50 cents a loaf at the discount store. Think of the labor involved in threshing the grain, grinding the wheat, and building a fire to bake the bread. Their journey did not really end until they were settled in a home. As simple a home as it may have been, their home could offer a measure of protection from the snow and the freezing wind, from the cold rain and dust storms, from oppressive heat. Think of the effort it would have taken to put bread on the table each day. Now, think of occasions when our family might have shared that bread. There were times of great joy, celebrations of birth and new life, wedding feasts, gatherings with neighbors and friends. There were times of great sorrow. The story is told that when Julius Keister went out to tell his wife's sister and her family that his wife had died. Now, her sister was married to Herman. Is it Cloth or Cloth? Cloth? And on the way to the Cloth residence, he met Herman, who had the message that his wife had also died that same day. So those two sisters died on the same day. Imagine the bread of sorrow. And remember what our family has been on their journey. There were times of plenty when the rains came and the harvest was good and food was plentiful. And there were times of want when there was very little bread. Or maybe no bread at all. Jesus said, "I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never be hungry." What did faith mean for our family through the years? How did their faith sustain them? How was their faith tested? Were they ever discouraged by the challenges of their circumstances? Let's read together the Bible quote on the little yellow sheets that you have. Just read the whole thing together. "Very truly I tell you, unless a grain of wheat falls into the earth and dies, it remains just a single grain. But if it dies, it bears much fruit. Those who love their life lose it, and those who give up their life in this world will keep it for eternal life. Whoever serves me must follow me, And where I am, there will my servant be also. Except a grain of wheat fall into the ground and die, it cannot bear fruit. We, all of us, to the last person, are here today because of the grains of wheat that were the Keister family. Some of us are descendants through blood, some of us are descendants through marriage, and some of us are descendants through friendship. We are, at the same time, the fruit, and we are the new grains of wheat falling into the ground. Let us remember the courage and vision of those who launched out in ships and Conestoga wagons, who crossed the ocean waters and the seas of prairie grass. Let us pray for courage and vision as we move into the future ourselves, as we face challenges in our own lives. Let us also remember and celebrate the love shared by our family, represented in the breaking of bread. Take another piece of bread. Is there any left? The love sustains those who came before us, and it sustains us today. Let us pray for the gift of love that binds us together and gives joy and meaning to our lives. Let us remember and celebrate the faith, which like a grain of wheat was sown, it was fed and watered, it grew. It struggled sometimes, it flourished sometimes. It was tested on the thrashing floor, under grinding of millstones, and in the heat of ovens. In the individual lives of our family, from times past until this very day. Let us delight in signs of faith among us. Let us remember to thank God for the bread of faith, which keeps us from going hungry on our life journey. And let's sing together the song on the other side. Let's sing all the verses, and then that will be the conclusion of our little memorial. Blessed be the tie that binds our hearts in Christian love, the unity of heart and mind is like to that above. Let's do 4. From sorrow, toil, and pain, and sin we shall be free, and perfect love and friendship reign through all eternity. Blessings to all of you. Thank you.
They're cool. What is it?
Smile, Steve.
Take a good picture of the pickup. It may never be like this. Everybody have their seatbelts on? Put your seatbelts on. On the road. Now they're kind of all secluded back in the fields a long way. And Uncle John was a pretty good guy, and he signed a lot of notes for everybody. And when the banks foreclosed in the 30s, they ended up losing this place. So that had to go to make the debts all work out. And so they lost this place in, and then he moved in with my folks for a while. And they left the skills. There's a school teacher that teaches school in West Point now, lives here, and you can tell he kind of likes animals. He's got a few of them. These aren't ours. The acreage belongs to Christy Hessel and the farm belongs to Jerry Hazen. They bought that from the bank after the quarter. So, I don't know, about the only one part of it they do. Betty. Somebody wants to So, okay. Any questions about John? He won't hurt you though.
No. Did Uncle John have the big Packard or kind of big car he took?
No.
I thought mine did. He used to take him to the dance. I can't remember if it's John or August.
Well, my dad drove Buick. That was him. I don't know.
Brian, get out of here.
Hugh Baker.
Brian,
Hugh Baker used to make
Brian, get.
Brian.
Brian.
I don't know why they like cars. They never bought any farm machinery. They did old junk.
Jimmy, get him out of here.
Brian, get out.
I know, but he's making me nervous. I know.
Yet. And that schoolhouse, like I said, has been gone for about 10 years. Who went to school there?
Are you going to leave us here?
2 miles?
You got there.
More like a mile, I think.
You're not going to leave us
Walk both ways.
Junior, who went to school there?
What? Debbie did.
Did you? Anybody else?
I taught there years ago.
How long ago? Donald, did you teach there? Hey, now I got somebody that's talking my language. I wonder if Donald went to school there. Brother or sister? Probably after that.
Can you hear Ruth?
Sorry. No? Never was a place here.
I think we've only got a couple.
Porch on the tree. Your uncle's also your brother-in-law?
He had all
Oh, you think so? I don't know about that. No, that's right. The drive is from that way. Oh, yours are big.
I don't recognize anything about this.
It's been redone. The whole house.
Completely.
had your reception, and Mom and Aunt Clara took and we had
Original well is still where it is. That is still a dug well that was there when Martha. It still is.
Mom and Clara took they had aprons the same as us. Aprons and that. Probably the first time they ever worked with us. I remember yeah, but only that is. And Vic Larson helped us. Yeah. You're a romantic. I'm a professional. You not to get this together anymore.
That's good.
You knew you were laughing at Shirley. You knew you were laughing at a brand new house, but it didn't have all new wood.
But it at Knightwood, if I just remember that the living room, it had like two big colonnades that came down on each side. Mhm.
Where was covered them up with the carpet? Where did you go to school at? Well, I was growing up. There was a little school up here about 2 miles.
District 50.
Homemade bread. Yeah. The girls all the hour one of them. He was in college, no. He was in the 8th grade, I believe. Eighth grade. I just, we lived such a turmoil, missing 7. You don't know what it took to get everybody to school in the right place. It was just one car on the place.
And this lane was not never real good either to get in and out.
We all stuck together. We didn't even have a phone in the house.
Took them out. I was getting that card holder fence and barring all off.
We did. We made mentions that he was a the hair when they brush their hair.
Oh,
Yeah, they put it all in the hair. Then they finally rode all the way down. And then they put their ball on the head. I taught girls He took his lunch in a little bag. He'd drive the maintainer sometimes he would go clear past 12 o'clock before he found the spot. And he thought it was free enough to look at while he ate his lunch.
Tender-hearted.
They loved
This is where my brother lives. That's where I live. He lives
Artist is that maintainer.
That's the home.
The homestead.
My dad would always
This is all springy.
travel.
No.
Left in 1979, I think. Is that right, Emmy? Yeah. About then. And the Model T part is the part where the 13 kids live for a part of time. And there's 3 bedrooms upstairs, and there was 1 downstairs. And I don't know where they put them all. My son has 4 children, and I had 4, and it wasn't big enough for me, so I don't know what the humanness is about it. But that is the first house that was built, and it's original. And the barn might be a year older than the house. They built the barn before they built the house. They lived in a cave, which was right behind that apple tree. That's where the cave went into the ground. And this is kind of a mythic thing because the dirt used to come from just a little lane in front of the barn, clear up to that fence. And then there was a kind of a circle drive here. You probably remember that little in or this. And then they always parked right up on top there, which was only about 3-4 steps up. But when we got to put things in the barn and all of this extra dirt, so we just pushed it over there. And when we added on to that, we made the entry into the house and the garage. And Cheryl does a real nice job with the flowers. I'd say about 1874. Well, I don't know. It's pretty sturdy yet. A lot of shade. I always wondered why they homesteaded on this place. Hilly, rough, you know, and the land.
We asked that. How did they get assigned a place, or?
I think you could go out and you could stake it, you know, and I think in the 1870s, in that time already, a lot of the good square quarters were used up. So this is probably one of the options. And good protection behind the hill was one good asset. And there's water protection on top. So and they had a place to dig in the cave right in without it getting wet.
What was the maximum amount of land they could homestead?
late 1921 when she died, I think close to 800 acres. Might have been 1,000 John, and they lost that. I always figured it's about 800 acres together. So, and in that time, that was a lot of land with farming with horses. And they think the hard way. And when I was real young, I remember 8 or 10 heads of horses at the farm. Even when I was there. We didn't get a tractor until 1938. So we farmed with horses before that. No cave. It's all been closed in. And there was the first 2 born were born in that cave. Frank was not born here. I think he was born on West Point or somewhere else. Maybe with the Kester part of the family. And John and Ida were born in the cave. The rest of them in the house. I was born. And my older sister was born.
Chris didn't live in the cave at all?
Might have lived in there because they had it yet while they were building the house. The house was built in like 1875.
He was what number? Where in line with Chris?
Oh. Well, she was one of the younger ones, I think. Get that. I don't know for sure. That's what my dad told me. That the first 2, the oldest 2 were born in the cave, and the rest of them were born in the house. The cave was there for a number of years after. Really?
We call it the sign house.
They had so many years to build a house. And they built the cave first, and that was considered the house. Let them built the barn.
Right, Junior has been here all his life. He was born here.
So what year was that?
Water saw building like these.
Well,
I butter a lot. You know how many steps it is from down there up here? The older you get, the harder. Yes, every day you wonder why. Why didn't they build that maybe? Why? But if you go up on that porch, it's got a real nice view of the creek. You can see Martha's Place.
And you look out of the house. You look at all the top of the
Got a picture of
Was it hilly in Pomeroy?
Pomeroy really,
Like it was.
Pomeroy has gone through a real war years. In Germany, Pomeroy was part of that, which was devastated in war. So a lot of our roots there are real hard to trace. Changed ownerships, you know, with different governments. So I don't know if we can, you know. We have a Pribnow that called one day. Looked at stuff on the internet. College kid. He was trying to get his roots together, and his relation was from Pomeroy too, and he knows it's related somehow. But he said that part of Germany is really hard to get any records together. His parents were from Pomeroy too, and they lost everything. Lost everything. Yeah. And went into a different. Went into Eastern Germany, and went into a different. Russia went into a different country over there. Pomeroy is a different country. It has some different ownership. They lost all the farmland, and all the houses, the buildings were burned, and all that stuff was ruined. Cemeteries, some of them were there yet, but they just took those and threw them last house. It's hard to come up with any record. Oh, Tom.
My other side of the family has the same problem, but they're driving in war.
If there wasn't anybody anybody that kept track of that, you know, where it was and
Mormons have
recorded
about as
it.
good as it gets, and I do
Yes,
have
they do.
some official